Building a Star Wars Cantina bar in my garden, part 10. And after hanging the Great Hyperspace War bas relief, also known as Palpatine's mural, it's basically done. There are further additions I will make in the future, but let me give you a tour first and then I'll tell you the plans. So this is what the cantina looks like from the outside, with the sun parasol and rocky texture kind of cladding. It's very inspired by the types of things they have at Galaxy's Edge and Mando's house at the end of season 3. A lot of people have asked what the name of the cantina is, and if you don't read Arabesh, it says Pathway to Petropia. As a massive Star Wars Rebels and Ahsoka series fan, I really like the ring of Pathway to Peridia, but I didn't want my cantina to be tied to something specific in the Star Wars universe and then feel like the things in there had to be based in that specific time in a way. I'm also a massive Ben 10 fan as I grew up with the series, and when rewatching it I noticed that one of the planets was called Petropia, and I thought it had a really cool ring to it, and it also sounded a bit like Utopia. So I decided to go with that. Unique, different, and not tied to anything specific. When you enter the cantina, you're greeted by a round seating booth quite iconic to a lot of Star Wars things, including the Millennium Falcon, with a light above it very reminiscent of the type of things that you see at Galaxy's Edge, but a higher end version, let's say, and a Dejarik board below. And there's storage underneath the table with things like sabak in there, so we can place sabak at the table, but you can also put your drinks on there too. Then there's the round seating booth, which I also tried to emboss my logo into it. This is just the logo I have on my business cards, which is highly inspired by the sabak playing cards. Then above the seating booth I currently have a couple of loft cats on there, which these are an item I do make, but I'm not currently taking commissions for them. Above that I do have an Old Republic style Force imbued blade, which I am open for taking commissions for at the moment, so drop me a message. And above that a Jedi Temple Guard helmet, which I thought looked really cool, and I want this to be a high-end cantina that kind of has in-world historical collector's items, let's say. To the right facing the seating booth we have the doorway between the seating area and the kind of bar area. This is highly inspired by the Millennium Falcon's hallways, because some hallways are actually oval, not just round. Then going into the main room, we have the bar on the right here, as you see, with the droid bartender. And this is the bartender droid whose voice I want to be like Matt Berry's. So Ben Kearns on TikTok, who's a voice actor and voice impressionist, was kind enough to supply a whole 2 minutes of audio and quotes and really cool stuff for this bartender droid. Oh, he also slides up and down the bar. And here's a snippet for one of the pieces of audio that Ben Kearns recorded for the bartender droid, which I'll do a separate video about at a later date.
Please leave all blasters, cyclo rifles, and lightsabers at the door.
Then next to the bar I have a gold shelving unit with glass shelves and a variety of different types of glasses, including these specific champagne flutes from Andor, which Mon Mothma uses for Chandrila and Squig. I also have this other variety of Star Wars inspired wine glasses inspired by the ones seen in Solo, Quanya glasses, which are also very similar to the ones that they used to have on the Halcyon Star Cruiser before it closed down. I do make these myself and I am open for commissions for taking these. They're not currently yet on Etsy, or by the time you're seeing this video they might be, but drop me a message if you're interested in these glasses. Then opposite the bar I repainted a Death Star wall panel type of thing white to just match the aesthetic, and then we have DJ Rex above the speaker Alexa. So I think that's pretty cool, because then he's like the DJ of the music. Here's a better view of the Death Star wall panel that I painted white, and the lights I have here are inspired by what Mon Mothma actually has in Andor, because it's that kind of higher end of Star Wars aspect that I'm going for. Then one of the main feature pieces of the cantina is the Great Hyperspace War bas relief, also known as Palpatine's mural. The actual sculpture prop they had on set is about 6 meters wide, but for this cantina it's 2 meters wide by about 60 centimeters long. This is an item I made myself and one I'm making for commissions. So if you're interested in one this size or a smaller version, drop me a message. I learned a lot making this and I've got ideas on how I can improve it and make better ones. And around the back of the bar as well I also have a fridge freezer, which I haven't plugged in yet until today, so there's still some tape holding the drawers in there, the drinks unit and a wine rack as well, just to hold drinks and things. And you kind of see the rig system to slide the bartender up and down the bar so he's out of the way. And this is what the cantina looks like looking out from the other side back to the main seating area and entrance. Then at night it looks like this with the parasol still in place. So you kind of see with the lights there, and then with the inside lights turned on it looks like this with the door open. So this is inside with the lights on at night. I think the lights look really cool, except the main light in the middle of the room I think might be a little bit too much, so just turning that off and I think it just looks much better without that main light on. So you live and learn sort of thing. And yeah, this is it at night, which is quite a vibe, I have to say. And then from the outside with the parasol down and turning the lights off. So that's what it looks like at night. So for now the project of building the cantina is done. There are things I'm going to do in the future, such as upgrades and additions to it, but I'm treating that as a new project or mini projects, or at least that's how I'm wrapping my mind around it. Outside I currently just put the spare stones I had here, but I'd really love to have some Star Wars statues in time maybe. The loft cats are just balancing on the edge of the sofa booth here, but I'd like to put some shelves in behind there, and I think another table would be great right here. And I have these 2 chairs that are arriving from China in maybe next week. They're probably literally going to arrive the day after I post this video, which are also going to go around the seating booth and a Jarek table. And in this area, I really want to put a games table of some sort. At the moment, I'm thinking a foosball table painted up and like clone trooper helmets on them. But if you have any ideas, let me know. And then I need a bin out here for like bottle caps and things. So maybe like a droid bin there. And outside, I still need to finish up the kind of pebbles and stones in this sort of area just to make it all look pretty. And when I do all these upgrades and things in time, I just don't know when it will be. I will post about them, but I just don't know when I'm going to get around to it. So I'm considering the Building My Star Wars Cantina and my Garden series to be finished with just additions added in the future. I do have ideas and things and videos I want to do with the Cantina, such as kind of skits and information on loads of other little bits. Full video on the bartender droid. A lot of people comment saying that they'd love to visit the Cantina, and while that would be great because I have kind of designed it to be like a mini Galaxy's Edge and stuff, it is in my back garden and I don't really want strangers coming to my house. But I'd say if you are a cosplayer that we at least have mutuals with and things, I am open to renting out the Cantina for a few hours to a group of cosplayers with a photographer. So if you are interested in doing that, drop me a message. I've had a lot of comments from people as well with ideas of things I can add to the Cantina, and I've taken inspiration from some of the comments, like putting a black line down the doorway to make it look like it does actually open from the middle. But some people have been quite rude and blunt in the comments, saying that the Cantina looks bad because it isn't dirty enough and there isn't rusty pipes, and I need to add those things. But I think they've misunderstood that the concept of the Cantina that I'm going for here is more of an upper class Star Wars kind of higher end bougie version, like Canto Bight, Coruscant, or the Millennium Falcon when Lando owned it and it was nice and crisp and clean. And to those people leaving rude and blunt comments, not liking the way that I've built my Cantina, not being the way that they want a Cantina to be, go build your own Cantina then. But if you do have genuine constructive criticism or ideas of things I can do, I'm completely open to those things. As I said, I'm done with the projects of the Cantina now, but when I do upgrades in time, I will post about them and keep you guys updated. I'll also be making lots of other props and things, which I'll be posting on my page, so stay tuned because my page is still interesting, I promise. But if you're interested in buying a Palpatine mural, whether it's this size or a smaller version, a Star Wars style wine glass, cheers, an Old Republic style Force imbued blade or other glowing swords, or any other sort of items that you've seen my skill set of building the Cantina and the props I've just shown, as well as stuff on my page, and you want to commission me to make something that you think is within my skill set, I love a challenge, drop me a message because I want to make them. I also did a Melu Run Juice Mead video the other week, which should be ready soon, and the housewarming, which has also kind of turned into the grand opening of the Cantina, is mid-July, and the mead will be ready then, so come back to see how that turns out. But stay tuned for the other stuff I have on my page, but thanks for staying with me and seeing how the build of the Cantina came along. Drop me any questions in the comments and I'll see if I can respond to them by doing other videos and things and show you more Cantina. Drop me a message if you're interested in buying any cool props, and thank you again for watching. May the Force be with you.